What is up, my cutouts cardboard ninja here, coming at you with a quick video trying to explain mechanic in Crossout that is currently under fire from the devs, known as the 7-pin rule. We're calling it the 7-pin rule, though you can call it whatever you want. The overall idea is that damage propagates through a build up to, on live servers, and this is what's under fire, up to 7 pins. So what that means is that from point of impact, projectiles, actually not just projectiles, all damage, this includes hit scan, this includes everything except for blast, will deal damage going towards, well, basically damage coming from point of impact towards wherever you're aiming, and it will continue all the way through. And this is true for anything. This is true for crossbows. This is true for everything, with the exception of the scorpion. Scorpions deal damage interestingly. They deal 100% damage to the part that is impacted, and then each additional part struck deals 10% less damage, up to, of course, the 7-pin that we all are well aware of. So let's get this out of the way real fast. I'm currently going to prove this to an individual who believes that there's only 6 pins of damage transfer or some weird stuff. We have 7 stacked high parts right here. Each of these are APC parts, except for the last one, the 7th part right there, which is just a standard van. If he is correct, then only 6 of these parts should take damage. If I am correct, then they should all be removed. 956 damage, and every last one of them destroyed, 0 gold damage to the cabin. Now, the reason why is because damage travels 7 pins. Watch this. Let's say we remove one. What will happen? The cab's going to take damage, right? No. We know damage only travels 7 pins. In reality, it's going to do what just happened. It's going to destroy all of the plates, except no damage will be passed through to the cabin. The reason why no damage is going to be passed through is because damage travels 7 pins. As you can see, 6 pins of destruction. So people might wonder, well, what happens if you remove all of these but the very front? And this is the 7-pin rule in effect, where you're literally blocking a scorpion with 1 part. It doesn't matter what intercepts the shot. It doesn't matter if it's a scorpion, doesn't matter if it's a tsunami, doesn't matter any of that. The bullet damage ends at 7 pins from impact, disappearing, 0 damage. But what happens if, for example, we have the exact same build, but instead we remove the front plate? So now it's 6 pins. Well, you know what'll happen, because damage pass-through. It's going to deal 100% damage to the first part, and it's going to do 90, 80, 70, etc. % until it reaches the cabin. And you'll actually get to see how much damage the scorpion deals on its final pin. 141. So the final pin takes 141 damage from its initial 266. And that's how it is on live servers. This is true for literally every weapon. This is exactly the reason why on modern servers, when you put things like any damage pass-through part, which is what they're going to be changing, like the gun mount, you put the gun mount at the 7-pin location. Sorry, just so that's at 7 pins. You take ye old scorpion, and fire it through. Even though it's a damage pass-through part, it's going to stop that entirely. No damage. 26 to that, damage is absorbed, 7 pins, doesn't go any further. So that's the 7-pin rule. And that's what is being changed in the upcoming patch. For those of us who are unfamiliar as to what's going down on the patch, they're saying that damage pass-through parts are no longer going to act as stoppers. And then in addition to that, well, it's not just that they're not acting as stoppers, it's that damage no longer ceases to propagate. That is, it will continue well beyond its initial impact and go until you basically either hits a wall or gets consumed. All of the available damage. The only reason I use the Scorpion in this instance is because of the fact that most other bullet damages don't do enough. The next highest is like the Spike or the Astraeus. So if we did this with the Astraeus, the problem is it'll do the exact same thing. The only problem is getting through parts. So we would need to identify a part the Astraeus could fire through. We don't want 2 Astraeuses, we kind of want just 1. Let's find out how much damage the Astraeus does, and I can demonstrate the 7-pin rule with this. It does 304, so assuming that we want to pass through the 7 pins of parts, it means it can pass through anything of 43 hit points or less, and it'll pass through all of them. So we're going to go to durability. We're going to find 7 parts of 43 durability or less. I'm just trying to find, oh, there we go, 36. Here we go. Oh, this isn't going to be enough. I only have a couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need 3 more pins of 43 or less durability. I'm only using, by the way, I'm only using like single pin thick because the fact that's easier to count. 1, 2. Ah, fudge it. Good. We'll just aim through at the bottom. So that's 4, 7. A full charge from this shot should destroy every part there, dealing 0. No, it'll still deal. No, it'll deal 0 damage because it'll all be absorbed. Because of the 7 pin roll. Okay. 234, every single part destroyed. All 7 of them are destroyed. We remove any one of these parts from behind. It will also be similarly annihilated. Which is to say, the part will be destroyed and no damage is going to pass through onto the cabin. Oop. And that's the 7-pin rule in effect. That's it. That's all I had for you. Most people don't. I've been getting comments in one of my previous videos saying, "Wait a minute, hold on. You're passing forward like bad information. Check your facts. It's not a 7-pin rule. It's a 6-pin rule. In fact, 5 pins is the only space you'll need. After 5 pins, you're fine." That is not true. You need all of these spaces. You need 6 spaces because it is a 7-pin rule. If you put this at 5, you're gonna hit the cabin. This will absolutely deal damage to the cabin because it's the 7-pin rule, not the 6-pin rule. We'll just prove it right here, right now. Get this over and done with. Bang out this video. Bang. There it is, chat. There it is. 6 pins, not enough. Need 7 pins. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Sorry for wasting anyone's time. If you didn't know about the 7-pin rule, now you do. This is the reason why every build looks like the International Space Station, and is one of the things that is being combated with the upcoming patch. Lots of people like it, apparently, if you go on Reddit, but then again, leave your likes and dislikes in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about this. If you've actually played on the test server or seen my previous test server footage or anything like that. I'm interested in what people think. I don't know how I feel about the 7-pin rule being removed, but I mean, change could be good. All right, peace.